Imagine that you finally managed to buy your dream house, and to top it off, it comes with an incredible pool, perfect for hot summer days. The only problem is that a mysterious force begins to interfere with the life of anyone who tries to take a dip to cool off.
Let go of it!
That's the sensational story of Night Swim, released in 2024, where we'll highlight the mistakes and discuss the best decisions that would certainly help the characters or you to get out of this. But before that, leave your like and let's get to the video. In the summer of 1992, young Rebecca has the terrible idea of going out to the pool at night, but something ominous lurks in that water. Okay, clearly there's something very strange going on with this pool, but regardless of whether it's haunted or not, every pool accessible to children should be protected by a fence to prevent accidents. Additionally, Rebecca's family should have been more careful to lock the doors of the house, especially considering that everyone was getting ready for bed, thus preventing the girl from leaving unsupervised at night. 30 years have passed and the Waller family is in search of a serene refuge to call home. Ray, the patriarch, is facing a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, which forced him to say goodbye to his baseball career and retire. With the aim of supporting Ray's treatment, the family chooses to find a new residence where they can put down permanent roots. After visiting some houses, Ray is enchanted by one with a pool. And yes guys, it's the same house where Rebecca used to live. The realtor reveals that the property has been on the market for several years, which raises some suspicion. Although the realtor avoids commenting on the house's past, the family should start questioning why no one bought it over these years, and doing research to find out more about the residence's history would be the best option. But forget about that. Ray was so excited about the idea of having his own pool that he ended up falling into it by accident. His family managed to help him, and his wife Eve took him to the hospital, where the doctor suggested that Ray engage in light activities, such as yoga and swimming, to avoid future incidents. This reinforced the former athlete's idea of wanting a house with a pool, and the couple decided then and there that they would buy the house, unaware of what awaited them. The family starts cleaning the place, focusing especially on the pool. However, after getting injured on the drain, dark water begins to flood the pool. Ray decides to seek guidance from experts in the field, who reveal that the pool was mysteriously being supplied by an underground aquifer. They explain that the water contains minerals beneficial to the skin, providing medicinal benefits. At night, Eve decides to take a dip in the pool, but something sinister inhabiting that place begins to make the environment strange, like the family's pet cat that seems to sense something in the pool while Eve swims. However, the strangest occurrence is when, while diving, Eve apparently sees her husband at the edge of the pool, a sight that doesn't confirm when she resurfaces. Startled by the flickering lights in the pool, Eve rushes to her room and finds Ray sleeping peacefully, confirming that the person she saw wasn't her husband. Additionally, there's an ancient belief that cats have connections to the spiritual world, and as we witnessed, the animal seemed to sense something beyond its owner, not to mention that the flickering lights in the pool are a strong indication of spirit's presence or just lack of maintenance. However, it would be prudent for Eve to research the house, either online or among the neighbors, for information about what happened. In the following days, as Ray spends more time in the pool as part of his therapy, Ray's illness seems to go into remission, which is very strange, as multiple sclerosis is incurable. The former athlete goes to the hospital for his therapy and everyone is shocked upon examining him. As in a short period, Ray improves drastically. They start to think that maybe it's due to aquatic therapy, which makes Ray very happy, realizing that the pool was contributing to his healing. Back home, Elliot, the couple's youngest son, invites his father to play treasure hunt in the pool where he throws coins into the water, and the boy tries to catch them. However, Elliot goes alone as Ray was training, and while he's in the pool, someone starts throwing the coins. The boy thinks it's his father who's throwing the coins, but then he sees the silhouette of a girl, which makes him think it's his sister Izzy. But like last time, the person disappears mysteriously, and then the boy hears the voice of a little girl coming from the drain, introducing herself as Rebecca. And yes guys, supposedly the girl from the beginning, or maybe not, as a horrible entity pulls the boy.
Let go of it!
Okay, obviously this kid didn't watch it, since it's a terrible idea to talk to voices coming from a drain. Furthermore, considering that Elliot is between 10 and 13 years old, he probably should know that a girl wouldn't fit in that drain, and it would be wiser to have immediately gotten out of the pool and sought help from an adult. Elliot reports to his mother everything he saw and heard, mentioning the little girl Rebecca stuck in the drain. Initially, Eve didn't give much credit to her son, but she had a feeling that something was very strange about that pool. The next day, the family attends Elliot's baseball practice with the school team, and Ray, despite being retired, decides to demonstrate his skills. However, due to multiple sclerosis, his coordination is impaired, and he misses 2 swings. But on the 3rd attempt, Ray manages to hit. Eve was surprised, and apparently Ray was more than recovered, possibly because of the pool water. During the night, feeling well, Ray decides to go out with Eve, leaving the children alone. But Izzy decides to call her boyfriend Ronan to the pool, and he challenges her to find him in the pool with her eyes closed. She accepts the challenge, but as expected, something drags the girl down. She tries to surface and realizes that the pool is strangely deeper. Frightened, the girl immediately emerges, and Ronan assures her that he didn't pull her and that her leg probably just got caught on something. Okay, despite Ray's apparent healing by the pool, there is clearly something extremely evil behind it, especially considering the disturbing visions and sounds that everyone except Ray witnessed. Knowing this, Eve could again consider researching the house's past for clues about what's going on. Additionally, she could seek the help of someone knowledgeable in the spiritual realm to confirm the nature of the events. That way, the family could decide to leave the place or, at the very least, fill the pool with concrete to prevent future incidents and potential victims. But forget about that. After all these disturbing events, the family decides to organize a pool party, a rather questionable decision, especially considering the possibility of the pool being haunted. However, during the party, in light of all the events that have transpired, Eve decides to approach the realtor about the residence's past, and this time, the realtor openly shares the information, revealing that the former residents avoided the pool due to a tragic drowning that occurred years ago, involving a young woman named Rebecca Summers. When Eve questions if that's the girl's name, the realtor confirms. Knowing this and considering that her son had contact with Rebecca, Eve should immediately end the party and share with Ray and her children the events supposedly happening. Elliot already suspected something was wrong, and cleverly sets up a camera to record the party, hoping to capture any anomalies that occur. Meanwhile, Ray looks for him to play in the pool, but not finding him, decides to call another young person. However, the idea is not the best, as something dark emerges from the drain and later possesses Ray's body. He tries to drown the boy, but luckily, the others intervene, and Eve explains that his illness affects the nervous system, resulting in loss of control over his actions. But in reality, Ray was possessed by an evil entity, and in the subsequent days he fell gravely ill, coughing up a dark liquid. And even though the family tried to leave the house, something wouldn't let Ray stray from the pool. Faced with this distressing scenario, Eve decides to take action, and after thorough investigation, discovers that it wasn't just Rebecca who drowned in that pool, but several people throughout different times. Furthermore, she locates the address of the last resident of the house, Mrs. Summers, who, despite being Rebecca's mother, claims to have only one child named Tommy. However, when Eve mentions the pool, guilt overwhelms Mrs. Summers, who ends up revealing the shocking truth. Before the pool existed, there was a lake whose waters had healing powers but required a human sacrifice, and now the pool did the same. Mrs. Summers was forced to sacrifice Rebecca to save the life of Tommy, who was gravely ill at the time. Eve is horrified to realize that now Ray is being healed in the same pool, understanding that it will require the sacrifice of one of the children. Okay, it's clear that Eve is concerned about the children's well-being. However, entrusting them to Ray, after what he did, doesn't seem like a sensible decision. It would be wiser to take them with her or leave them in the care of a friend in another house, away from the pool and Ray. As expected, Ray is being directly controlled by the entity and attacks Izzy. Meanwhile, Elliot, aware of the presence of something evil, has the terrible idea of heading towards the pool to look for his cat. Eve arrives home and tries to save her son by diving into the pool, but she doesn't find him. She only sees a strange portal. Without hesitation, she heads towards it and inexplicably finds herself lost at the bottom of the pool. After more than 5 minutes submerged, without air, she finally finds the boy. However, the sacrificed souls don't allow them to return to the surface, but with Rebecca's help, they manage to find the direction of the surface. Apparently Elliot was dead, but Eve performed CPR on Elliot, fighting to save him. Meanwhile, Izzy manages to hide while Ray heads towards the pool, intending to sacrifice the boy. However, with courage, Izzy grabs a baseball bat and strikes Ray several times, expelling the entity through brute force, which surprisingly takes effect, causing Ray to return to his normal state. However, it is discovered that the boy was possessed this time and unable to stray from the site. Ray watches the black liquid spreading across the pool and understands that someone must pay the price to save Elliot, and without hesitation, he swims towards the black liquid, sacrificing himself. This could have been avoided, as Ray was in the same condition and was healed after Izzy's strikes, and consequently they could have acted in the same way towards the boy, and he would likely have been healed. Despite the tragedy, Eve and her children chose to stay in the house to prevent others from becoming victims of the source, but together, they decided to concrete over the pool to prevent the source from haunting them again. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and share in the comments how you would overcome this movie. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures, and until next time.